Good morning and welcome to a special broadcast of the Trinidad and Tobago Scrap Iron Dealers Association, a special media conference, sorry. My name is Waletta Wilson, Secretary of TTSIDA. Special welcome to those joining us on Facebook, Zoom, and YouTube. This morning, we are here to update you on theft within the industry, share with you an overview of our general meeting on Saturday, and most importantly, listen to our stakeholders. Our President, Alan Ferguson, will also address you. At this time, I want to introduce a comrade from Grenada to address you, Miss Eunice Tamer. She'll be joining us via Zoom. Miss Tamer?
Hello.
Hi, good morning. We're hearing you.
Yes, I'm hearing you now. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
You can proceed.
Yes. On a daily basis, I go to the landfill. I purchase the scrap from the pickers. After cleaning, I sell it to Trinidad. When I would be paid, I buy things that I sell like leather, rubber, drinks, and come back and return over and keep doing the same thing. No, I would be definitely very negatively impacted if I can no longer convert the money, the material that I would have purchased and still have a large stock out into scrap to turn it into getting funds to buy the materials that I have orders for to turn over. So it would sort of cramp my style. I wouldn't be able to function. I wouldn't be able to supply the orders that I have to do the sales that I do from the returns of the scrap funds. It would definitely put me in a frozen position if I can no longer sell the material, because I'm operating based on the turnover from the scrap metal that I have. I don't know. I am hoping that this doesn't really come to the situation where I can't sell.
Okay. Thank you for your contribution, Ms. Tamer. You have anything to add?
What I would like, I would like some, I don't know how to put it, I would like some intervention in that other things to be put in place that could curb the problem that would hinder us from being able to export the goods, because I am seeing myself not being able to do any business and being in a very disadvantaged, broke position if I cannot turn over the stock that I have.
Okay.
How
many times do you come from Grenada to sell your scrap?
Twice a month.
Okay.
I come twice a month. Every 2 weeks I try to come.
Okay. Okay. So thank you, Ms. Tamer, as we continue. Now we have Ms. Susan Fredericks to address you. Please turn on.
Pleasant good morning to each and everyone, and to Trinidad and Tobago and to the other countries that is watching now. You know, I'm here this morning to ask Dr. Christopher Rowley and members of Parliament to not to close the scrap metal industry for 6 months, because we just come out of COVID and we're trying to make ends meet. I've been doing this for a very, very long time, years. I have 7 children and I've minded them from doing scrap. And if the Prime Minister closes down the scrap for 6 months, I don't know what will happen to us, because we have the children's school books to buy. I have to send them out to school, 7 children, and we have to eat. And I have other things to do, and that is what minding us for all these years. So, you know, I really want to ask the Prime Minister and the Member of Parliament to do not close the scrap industry for 6 months because it's going to be real pain on our behalf. I don't know how we will eat. I don't know what it is we will do. And you know, Prime Minister, you promised a lot of things. And this morning I am asking you to do your best where the scrap iron is concerned and the member of parliament. Because we don't need this to close. We need to be going about our business, doing what we're doing. You know, yes, wrong have been done, but everybody had to pay for what Paul and Peter did. And we don't want to pay for what Paul and Peter did. We want to fix what Paul and Peter did. You know, they go wrong, they steal the cables, they do what. But it's not everybody does do that. So, you know, I want to ask the Prime Minister this morning to open your heart this morning, Dr. Keith Rowley, and see, and you know, hear what it is we're saying, because trust me, it have a God, and God don't like unjust. And we as people that doing this business, we work very, very hard. And for you to come to close down this for 6 months, or could be more, because or they might say 6 months, and then it would go further. And I'm pleading and asking Dr. Keith Rowley and members of parliament to find a solution that we could work with, and do not close down the scrap metal industry, because that is our livelihood. We have nowhere to run and we have nowhere to turn, Dr. Keith Rowley. I can't call nobody else's name. I have to call your name, Dr. Keith Rowley, because you is the head. And when you're a head, you have to see about your household. And this is time now for you to stand up and see about your household, Dr. Rowley. Because if we didn't need you, we need you more than ever now. Stand first, because we stand for you. So we are expecting you in return to stand for us as a people of Trinidad and Tobago. People say all kind of things about scrap metal. Those are people who don't know nothing about scrap metal. They hear this, they hear that, and they come to their own conclusion, but it's not like that. We don't do the stuff that they say we just do. Yes, people do it. But these is people who maybe have a dollar with or whatsoever, and they're going and interfering with things. And if it have, they speak about WASA and all these places, but WASA have securities. And how come the people could just go in there and steal WASA stuff? Well, then something in the motor beside the person, because it have to be from the inside it coming from, because from what I know, all WASA compound have security guards day and night. So, Mr. Prime Minister, come on, sense make before book, and just sit down and take time out, and you're going to know why everything is happening and what is going on. And I want to thank you this morning, Mr. Prime Minister, because I know that God going to minister to your heart this morning wherever you are. And you have a conscience to set God people free for them to live in Jesus' name. Amen. I am from Larry Tret Road. They call it the Dump Road.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Fredericks.
Thank you.
I hope he hears your cry.
He will. Because when God speaks, nobody can say no.
Amen.
Amen.
Let us now hear from Mr. Mitchum Friday. Good morning, Mr. Friday. Can sit.
Pleasant good morning to each and everybody, members of Parliament. Pleasant good morning to my Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, Prime Minister, I love you, you know, but you have to love black people too. We vote and put you there. Be kind, be generous. to black people and help us. Because this is the time we need help. Prime Minister, I doing scrap iron work for 35 years. Everything I own it honest and true. I work hard. When people used to watch me picking up this scrap iron, they used to scorn me. Now everybody wants it. And Prime Minister, I want you to do not shut down this industry. It is important to us to live. And if you love black people, you will help us to fix it and let we live. Give we something. Give me something good before you leave Parliament. And then I would say greater is the PNM. Not greater. Well, I will change it. I will say Grater. Apostrophe S is my Prime Minister. Help us. Help black people. This work helping me feed my family. This work helping me pay all my bills, which all never give me an opportunity and I work. This work helping me do everything that I want to do in this life and achieve my goal. When all shut down this country for 6 months, I lose $100,000, which I work hard because I have bills to pay. The rich will get richer and the poor will always stay poor. Help us. Help us to fix this industry. Leave us with this industry. And I will say, greater is the PNM. Not greater, because you leave us with something to live. Black people need something to live. And I want you to understand me today. Bob Marley sing a song. And I want you to understand Bob Marley's song. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up for your right. Stand up, and let me don't give up the fight. It's easy. It's simple to fix. You cannot do that. Because all the thieves, all they're talking about thief and thief and thief. Nobody not going in licensing office just so and pick up no iron. The thief ain't starting from there, right there. Because all they have security in all the place. All they know who go on with it. I have no lift to come and lift up nothing. I have a little van and I just hustle my thing, honestly. And when all they stop this industry, the place will be more filthy. It will get from worse to worse, Sarah. Listen to me carefully, you know. It will get from worse to worse, Sarah. It will have more killings. It will have more robbery because people living off of that. And if all they just take, what you all are looking to take away from a black man? Junk. Junk. That we have, all will have to throw away. And when a black man taking up that and living, or that to help a black man live, let we live. I vote for you because the reason I vote for you, you is the leader. All of them will sit down behind you as followers. You is the leader. You is the man in charge. You is the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. And help us. Do like Willie Mandela. And help us. Don't leave us alone. Don't leave us like that. How would we live, Prime Minister? How would we live, Prime Minister? We cannot live. And I want to explain something to you now too. Look at how much people are sending home. No food for them to eat. People have children to go to school. People have things to do. Watch how much TSTT people are sending home. You figure it's only the youngest of that generation of vipers cut that cable to. The people who are sent home. Because all they'll send them home with nothing. Nothing. With apostrophe S. Nothing. All they be real. And all they help we. Help poor people. Let poor people live. All they don't have already, you know. All they don't want no more. But let me explain something to you. All that we have is not our own Prime Minister. All that we have is not our own. And you know why I want to tell you all that we have is not our own? All what you have is not your own. All what you have is not your own. Because you know why it's not your own? Or everybody had a road to walk. Ask Patrick Manning. He done walk it and he done gone. Did he carry anything with him? He carries nothing with him. Nothing. Nothing. Not even a part of the riches he carry with him. Well, let's be real to we. Be real to these scrap people. Let we fix that proper and have this thing going. All it can't do us that. All it
Mr.
can't do
Friday.
us that.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you. Yeah. At this time, we want to hear from Miss Nancy Pear. Nancy? Thank you for joining us, Nancy. Yes.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you all. From Trinidad and Tobago, my name is Nancy Pierre. I live in Hinkin Road, Kunupierre, and I depend on the scrap iron. I am pleading to the government, to the Prime Minister, not to shut down this industry, because this industry keeps me alive with all my bill payments, because I have a mortgage right now. If this industry closes, I'll be out of a home. I had a problem with the bank earlier, a couple of years, and I took them to court, and I got back my property. But I made an agreement with the bank to pay every first week of every month, and if I miss 2 months' payment, they will put me back out of my property without going back to court. And if this industry shut down, they will take my property, because I have no other means of paying my payments. So this is very important to me. It pays my bills, my everyday bills. It pays my mortgage. My mortgage is $4,500 a month. And plus, all my bills I have to get for the month. So I am pleading to the Prime Minister right now not to close down this industry, not to shut it down. Because beside of myself, it have a lot of people depends on it. It have a lot of people outside here who is not even born Trinidadians, live in Trinidad, and depend on it. This is not about who is UNC and who is PNM. This is not about religion. This is not about race. This is about the people of the country. You are the Prime Minister, is the head of the country. And we know that you supposed to hear the cries of the people of the country. And that is what we depend on for you to give us a helping hand. Because when you hear our cry, you will come up with a good decision, a proper decision. So don't close it down out of anger of what other people did that caused the industry to go like this. Because we all know anger clouds a person's judgment. So don't do it out of anger. Do it out of wisdom. Seek God and let God put it in place for you. Give you an understanding and wisdom to help the people of your country, Trinidad and Tobago, because God placed you there to help the people of the country. And that is what we expect you to do, is to help the people of this country, because you are the head. So we would like you to take this in consideration. Remember all who is out there, all who is suffering, all who needs a helping hand. We need groceries, we need payments for our mortgage, we need to send our children to school. It have too much people outside there that is lost of job right now. and depend on the scrap. Even people who have jobs still depend on scrap too, because it's a second to them to help with the payments, because sometimes the money that they have in their job doesn't pull through for the rest of all the payments. So they still depend on the scrap, besides the scrap people alone. I go out there and I do things honest. We are honest people that goes outside here. So it's not like all of us does the thieving. We know it have theft, we know it have in every company just have certain things. It have in every company, but it doesn't mean to say you have to shut down the company. But you seek out the evil ones out of it to allow the company to go higher. So that is why we would like to say, Prime Minister, please do not close the scrap industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Pierre. We now like to invite Mr. Jason Thomas to speak with you. Good morning. Mr. Thomas, please let us know where you're from, and then you can give your contribution.
Well, I'm from Beetham Gardens. I'm representing Beetham Gardens landfill and all the youths that scavenge here, as they say. Right? Well, they say the effects on the industry how it will affect me and others. I know that's shocking for me, but other average youths like me. Well, I have friends that depends on iron and scrap metal and will be seeking some kind of from the industry just to give you a don't shut it down, because it will have a very distant feedback with the youths, because 80% of the youths that hustle on the landfill, right, it's better because keeping them off of the streets and doing crime, right, because we go see a youth like me, right, we get up in the morning, we see nothing, we can't feel the cheering, you know? But we see the landfill as a gold mine to us, to stop we from having the thought to go on the streets and pick up a farm, rob people, you understand? Because that is what they're going to lead to. Because I don't have friends talking about it, they don't like how it, they're shutting down the industry. Everything that's coming, they can't feed the family. Who they might not know work, but you know, and that's what the parents have to know well. It's all about the youth. Because them is the future. Without them, nothing can go on. You would just have crime and more crime, and it's crime you want to stop. You understand? Because people in my community, it's not everyone that work, and CPEP ain't really saying nothing for average family have 5 and 6 and you understand? So it are people who does work and still hustle on the landfill because minimum wage is not really agreeing to the life. Right? So if you could just don't shut it down. Just make things in an order that people could, you understand, feel comfortable about what they're doing, because it are people getting up daily. When I tell it daily, depending on this. Right? They mightn't care go there and get work because the background they came from, you understand? They might not the knowledge and understanding to go there. But you see, iron, metals, we have that. And this is will feed a lot of families, a lot. Not just on Peter, not just in Port Spain, not in all around Trinidad. Because for me, I just go all about and sell iron, scrap metal, anything. And I just watch. Is everybody doing this thing? You understand? So, do shut down the thing because it's crime. Like all I see right now. Feedback from the youth. From the youth. So, as I was hearing today, well, that some press conferences going on about the yarn industry. So, I beg them, please, do not shut it down. Just make it more. You could
More
make it an
organized.
organized situation that, everybody could, all right, check it out. See, like, we have phones and things, I go up on the net and things I check out in other dumps and landfill, right? It have, it has stated again, recycle, right? If you make it in an order that every landfill in Trinidad have a recycling, that youths could get a work
Yeah.
to recycle the same thing that the hustlers and poor on the streets.
Right.
Recycle it. So you'll have a proper job.
Right.
So if you shut down the industry, we go what the youths to do. And you go do what? Pick up a gun, go on the street. They'll sit down with their friends, they'll influence other friends to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Because I lie with a lot of youths, a lot. And I hear all of them background
Right.
about the industry. So I just asking them, please don't tamper with the industry for me, please.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Thomas. Thank you for your contribution. All right. And lastly, we have Mr. Kern Looney, who will also speak with you. Yeah. Mr. Looney? Good morning, Mr. Looney. Yes, please. Please let us know where you come from.
Okay, good morning to the public of Trinidad and Tobago.
Morning.
My name is Kern Looney. I'm from Beetham Estate, Port of Spain. I hustle on the Beetham landfill. And it's all about the marine and scrap metal. I would like them not to take down this industry because this industry is very important economically because we are recycling. Some people do recycling bad and they take, well, the whole problem was stealing of the man covers and the TSTT wire. Because for years since I've been 16, finished Malik Secondary, I've been doing this. I used to work on a scrapyard. From since then, I've been working. This is what I know, this is what I do. I don't rob and steal. I never been apprehended by the cops for marine and scrap metal. This industry helps families from the age group of 15 and 16 going up, because since COVID, it had a lot of youths impacted on the landfills. Now, you take this bread from out the youngest youth hand, we have crime in this country, it's very high. That's a whole heap of people you're going to bring on the streets, you're involved in crime. Now, you have a way you could situate this. If they put things in place that they know that, all right, everybody coming and selling marine and scrap metal, they have the proper identification, they have a license for the vehicle while it's bringing it. Right. TSTT now supposed to have a beacon or something. If you cut a wire, you pick up a manhole cover that signals somebody stealing this stuff. If they have this in place, these things will stop. But when they had no jobs the other day, and a whole lot of people, because it's not only love until the wire is missing, and Couva and environs is all over Trinidad, because TSTT did not take down the wires, but it was to remove. Now people know it has no electricity in TSTT wire. They wouldn't go to TNT because they'll get light up. So that's what they've been doing. And I find it's wrong, because now it is involving everybody, and now the government want to crack down on my bread. I have a school book list to buy. My daughter, she's 9, she's entering standard 4. And she's a very bright kid, very, very bright, prominent. She could be the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. But if you take away her books, and then now it's social distances in classes, she can't go by the next student and peep in the book and get a, you understand, like what I did when I was in school. It makes it harder. Books are high. I don't work anywhere. I don't rob and steal. So therefore, it's taking bread out of my pocket, food out of my daughter's mouth. It might be water. My grandmother might ask me about a case of water for her. My neighbor might want some sugar. So you see where it's going, it's trickling down. So it's not only stopping the big exporters who are exporting their metal out of the country, it's the person hustling and selling it to the big person. So without us and without them, it won't have nothing. And then, once again, to the Honorable Mr. Rowley, I'm begging and pleading to all the ministers who's involved or making the decision, please do not. It will affect the public very bad, and a lot of mouths will be fed, and Trinidad is done going through a crisis with feeding the mouths. So therefore, please, 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 I'm begging you all, have a little God in your heart and find a certain constituency that people can hustle the metal and in the right way and the right manner, and everything will move smooth. Thank you very much. My name is Colonel Looney.
Thank you, Mr. Looney, for that very impassioned plea. Now that you have heard from our stakeholders, it's time to hear what our president, Mr. Alan Ferguson, has to say as we continue this fight to save the industry from this potential 6-month ban.
I want to thank the media for coming. I want to thank each and everyone who's listening, and also our listeners in Grenada. This is one morning. I lie. It's very hard after hearing all these words from all these people. What I could say again. What I could say to Trinidad and Tobago again that they didn't hear. What I could say to y'all. I want to also thank my technical crew. I want to also thank my executive and my staff for keeping me going. Because Saturday we had it and we had to come today. But one of the things that I did not explain to the government of Trinidad and Tobago, if you shut down this industry, you will also, if you didn't know, you're going to know today that people in Grenada and the Caribbean come to Trinidad every week. Some people come every week, some people come every fortnight. And you will shut down also the market in all these small countries with who was not able to sell it to home by them. They also come to Trinidad and sell us the scrap. And when they sell us the scrap, when they get the money, you know what they do with the money? They go to this wholesale place and buy goods and carry back to their country. That's what they do every week. So when you shut down this industry, it's not in Trinidad alone. Think about what you're going to do. Because, as how some people say, don't make us pay for people who like to break the law. Don't make us pray for people who like to break the law. Do not make us pay, Mr. Prime Minister. And as I always tell you, I respect you. I want to mention one thing because I don't think I have long to speak today because I'm hearing a lot of people, and we could have bring a lot of more people from all over, but we didn't choose to do that today. Let me say this. Last week I mentioned that it had a container of copper leave to go to Point Lisa Port. And when it go to Point Lisa Port, they had it and the documents as scrap. The scanner pick it up. And you know what the customer allow it to do? Go back to the yard. What I want to tell Trinidad and Tobago, why I said go back to the yard? The scanner in Port of Spain is not working. And because when it's not working, You know what has happened? They were able to allow the container copper, who want to put it as scrap and say it's copper. I mean, who want to say it's scrap, and because it is copper, that's what they do. And I had to tell you all about that. And because I mentioned that, if you watch the whole of last week and up to today, you know the pulling down of the copper probably must be reduced by 90 or 99%. It probably might have 1 or 2 because they don't watch what's going on. But I'm telling you, look what we do as an organization. Look what we're doing. We're exposing it, what we ain't supposed to do. Because y'all in authority do not want to listen to us. Because we told you, if you shut down the copper for a month or 2 months or 3 months, it will cause an effect. It will shut down the market. That's all you need us to do. You don't need to shut down a whole industry because of some people don't care and they're breaking the law. Each and every day people breaking law in Trinidad, you know. And why you don't shut down everything? It's just because it's poor people in this industry. That's why you want to do that. So I am begging you, please let us sit down together and work out how we could work out. We could do it. Because let me tell you something. We're going to start it this weekend. We started and we're going back and we're going to make sure that all the yards that operating in Trinidad have license. And when we come to your station and you don't want to help us with the police, we will expose that too. Because most of the time, these people who operate on license paying the police and them, you know. I want you to know that I not lie. So what I'm trying to tell you, if you all help us, this problem that we have will finish in 2-3 weeks. So all we asking you, Mr. Prime Minister, is to tell your national security minister to inform the Commissioner of Police. He's working for us. And if we need help to stop the crime, let him assist us, please. Because we're going out. Because we don't want this industry to shut down because a lot of poor people will be out of job. And I don't have much to say today. All I want to say is that, Mr. Prime Minister, I am telling you, rethink over your position and let the ministers and them know. All of them who have, 1 of them or 2 of them who have agenda, I want you, please, you have the authority to stop it. You have the power. Because you is in charge. And I know you could do it. So let us now hold on that. And just shut down the copper for 1 month or 2 months or whatever it is. And I guarantee you, this problem that we have will stop. If you have a problem and you do nothing to stop it, it will continue. But if you do something to stop it, some kind of result you will get. And at the moment now, we getting some result because we doing things and we don't have the power like y'all. And look what happening this week. And look what happened up to today. All right? So I want to thank the media for coming. And I want to thank everybody. And if anybody have any questions to ask, I want you all to feel free to ask us questions. I don't think this today is my day. I think it was the people who make up this industry. This was them day. I just have to say what I need was to say, but I ask the media if you all have any question, anybody have any question, please, I will feel free to answer it.
Thank you, Mr. Ferguson. As he said, we open the floor for members of the media. Those on Zoom, you can unmute your mics and ask your questions.
Mr. Ferguson, Alicia Boucher from, Good morning to everybody. Alicia Boucher from TV6. You mentioned a little while ago, not getting full cooperation from, I'm sorry, what? Okay. You mentioned a little while ago something about exposing the police who are not willing to cooperate with you, and you pleaded with the Commissioner of Police to give you the assistance where you need it. Is that a thing really that you are not getting cooperation from the police? And can you tell us?
No, we're not getting cooperation with them. They feel it's very hard to cooperate with us. They're not doing that. Let me tell you something. We asked No, the port.
Port Authority?
Well, we asked the port authority for a meeting. And they want to ask us, I never see so much a question to have a meeting. Because, because we mentioned Port of Spain Port, it's very hard for them now to keep a meeting for we to tell them what could happen and what they could do to stop. We asked also the custom for a meeting. Up to now, custom didn't respond to us. They're disrespectful. And they like the crime going on in the country. They love the crime. Because we as the stakeholder, we the major stakeholder in this industry, up to now, they don't want to respond. They don't care. They don't care what's going on in Trinidad. They don't care about what happened to them in this industry. And the whole, I don't want to say the word, but you know what happened? This industry, the most continually these ports and them, is we will send them out. And no respect, you know why? Because it's how I look, or how I speak. And I just keep on saying that. If it was a Chinese or Syrian, then I respond to them in a better way already. And just because of who I am, and because who controlling the industry, they don't like it. And when these things come about, look, the commissioner of police, you could write him how much letter. You could talk how much. All they want is let's me fool. The man, let me say this to the commissioner of police. You all could know. And I will tell you how all you could know how much yards it have in Trinidad. Every single scrap yard they must have a license. And you all is authorize the license. You all could go to the stations and they must call and make call and find out how much scrap yards they have in the areas. It's easy. You all have the information, you all have the deed, you all have the all the file, and each and every scrapyard. We don't need to even furnish you all with that. You all supposed to give us that. We supposed to ask you all, because you all have that. So I'm saying that this is how we don't get cooperation with the authority. You know why? Because they want to do what they want. They don't care about us. When country change and things change, it's because the politician and all of them depend on the massive. The massive is where the poor is, And when they take advantage of the poor, you know what can happen? You see what happened? You see what has happened? All over the world, when you take advantage of the poor, you see what has happened all over? You see what happened in Tobago? You see what happened in Tobago? So all they continue doing all they want, man. Continue doing me all they want.
I just want clarification on something. Is it that you all are making reports to the police, but the police are not acting on it? Are you seeing situations where you all are reporting theft or situations to the police and they are not responding to it?
Let me tell you something. Oh gosh, I forgot your name. Melissa, yeah. Let me say this. We have been getting a lot of report that people calling us and say they're calling the police station to help them out, to assist them with this one and that one. And you know what they're doing now? They're starting to send the report to we, that they have all the confidence in we, that we could help them. We not the police, The people now bringing the report to us. What kind of country this is? When people don't have trust in when they're calling the police, they don't care. They don't want to come out of the station. They're just going to the station to sleep, not work.
And a little while ago, you also mentioned your initial call, which was to put a ban on copper for a period of time, and you feel that is going to curb what is happening. But we saw where things have moved past copper to stealing other scrap iron, gates, and so on. How are you proposing dealing with that aspect? Because don't you think that if you just stop the exporting of copper, that people are going to move to something else that they can steal to sell as scrap iron? How do you propose dealing with that aspect?
Let me say this, If you have a little child, and the child saying donkey, I'm just using our word donkey, which could be a donkey. Donkey mean a lot of things. And you're stopping the child from saying donkey. You know what will happen? The child will start to say other word, effing and all kind of word. And if you don't stop it, it will get worse. It's like this situation. If we put a stop to some of the problem that we have in, it will be able to stop People will see we doing something. But if you ain't doing nothing, that's the problem, you know. Nothing we ain't doing. And want to complain about manhole cover missing and this missing. Let me explain something to you. The amount of crime taking place in Trinidad because of whatever we're going through. I don't know. Whatever we're going through. It's murder going on. It's people robbing people, their cars, their vehicles. It's people doing house invasion. There's people robbing people just on the streets. A lot of things is taking place. And we industry is just an industry that face some people leaving the streets and coming to our industry because since 2011 we asking for regulation to help this industry.
President Alan Ferguson, Otto Carrington, CNC3. We have been hearing these complaints and cries for the last month or so. Mm-hmm. Where are we closer to a solution? Because we have now hearing from the scavengers and the people who have go out and collect the steel. Last week you were at Jenny's. The following week we were somewhere else. Then you were at Signature Hall. Then you had your forum, your meetings and stuff like that. Where are we closer to a solution? Because I am coming here and I'm hearing you repetitively saying the same thing. Are you trying to go to your line ministry? Have you sent letters to the Prime Minister? Have you engaged in any sort of constructive consultation with the government? Where is the association at this time? Because we are hearing the same thing over and over.
You see, Mr. Carrington, all due respect to you, you know in life, you always have to show people on Trinidad and Tobago, because some people vex in Trinidad, you need to show them your position. We had the government, we had the Prime Minister and asked him please to sit down with us to help us, to work with us to straighten the situation. They had responded and they said they will get back to us. I think the person who in charge of the subcommittee, which is the Minister of Energy, he's out of the country. And he say probably by Wednesday he will get back on to me when he come in the country. So that's the latest in that. But at the meantime, you see what we are doing? Because people like to believe that people who in this industry like to break the law. I am trying to rally my troops in the proper way. You see, we was going to do a rally and we pulled back because I'm trying to do it in the proper way. Trinidadians like all kind of foolishness to take place, but I am trying my best to make sure I'm rallying my troops. And then, if it had reached down, that we had to take. First we will go to probably the court, and then if they had to go to the Privy Council or the High Court or whatever it might be, that is one of our main thing that we will go first with, because we've been speaking with our lawyers to make sure that if they do it tomorrow, we will go immediately in the court and put an injunction on it. Ask for injunction by the court.
So, President Ferguson, another question. So, you said that the Minister of Energy said that Wednesday he will give you an option to meet. You talk about legal action and all these different things. Do you think that may be premature before there's a meeting on the table, before you make these decisions?
No. Like you don't hear what's going on or what? You don't hear much lives, you don't hear much poor people going on suffer. Why are they tell them? I have to wait till, you know how the government is operate, government is operate. They could come this evening, because I think they have a news conference this evening and tell you they shut down the industry. Them could come by 1:30 and tell you they shut down, because here they have been a news conference. And they shut down the industry. I have to wait to do that. My lawyers and them have to put things in place. I can't do that. How I could do that?
Coming out of your last press conference, you spoke about a hotline. Has citizens been using this hotline to report any cable thefts, and what is the numbers of calls that you have received since you've placed that hotline out in the public domain?
Well, I can't give you the amount, but I could tell you there's a lot of people calling us. And me reporting it. And as I told you a little while ago, that is why you see, if you watch this week and last week went here, I didn't think we monitoring this more than anything, and I don't think we see any problem happening last week. That is why I could tell you that we're working hard and we're working with other stakeholders to make sure that this to happen. But we're getting a lot of calls. Even a lot of people, even what we're doing and by we registering people, a lot of people coming into our association that we never even see. But we're checking them out, and before we make them bona fide members, a lot of people coming to register, a lot of companies, and a lot of things happening. But what you could do, sit down and wait for the government?
So you talk about the registration, President. I mean, what is the numbers? Because what is the numbers of collectors? Because I know you said that you were doing a registration drive. What is the numbers like at this moment?
No, well, I don't have the figure on me, but what I can tell you, a lot of people coming and registering. I don't have the figure on me because we ain't finished do the registration. We give you ourselves a month to straighten out this because we also have the sticker to put on the vans and them, and that is what we start to do. And we give ourselves a month, and then we report to say how much people from the time we start off, how much people being registered with the association, and how much members. But I could tell you, it's more than what we had. We had 136, and I could tell you, it's way past that.
Any average?
No, I don't want to be amateur on that. And next thing you take me up on that because you know the media just take you and say this and the little people take a little part and put and do all kind of things. So,
all right, my last question, President. You talk about policy and framework, and just touching back to you, which I know you'd have said you'd have been meeting with your legal team. At this time, have the association placed any policy framework that they can put towards the government as part of the consultations in regards of restructuring the industry? Because we hear in talk, but what is there a framework that the association is placing on the table that your legal team is working on at this time?
No, but I think sometimes the media like they miss it, and that's why I just have to repeat myself because you're telling me we coming and repeating myself, but you ain't listening what we're saying. Because I tell you, since 2011 we work in. You know how much stakeholders we were sit down with. I am telling you the whole framework of the policy. We had finished it with them.
Yes,
we had recommended a lot of things.
Yes, but President, the situation is different now. Is there a new policy regarding the situation now? Now we have more yards. Now you have state material being stolen, and then you have the copper wires being stolen. Is there a new, there amendment to what you all have proposed? I know there is a policy that you all have established, but saying that you have meeting with your legal department and now knowing that the government is in a position where it is looking directly into the industry, is there a policy that the association is looking to create through its legal entity? That's what I'm saying, because of the new situation we currently face.
The policy have all the answer for what taking place because thieving on the copper, TFCT copper wire didn't start yesterday. It starts since years now. And we will know all of that. So we will advise them what to do with this TSCT wire. We will also inform them all about the manhole cover, all about all the necessary things to thief and all them sort of things. I remember this industry has been shut down for somebody went and cut down a bridge, So we will format all these things and give them information. The policy really is just what again we could say? What again? We had recommend if I show you the recommendation that we personally recommended, they probably would have taken half or less than half of what we had recommended. We had sit down months with our team, with our legal team, with all type of people for months. It would have cost the association thousands of dollars to sit down with people who we would have bring in to assist us in areas that we would not understand. It would have people come from all different countries in the world, all about. So if you feel we had bring down people here from Turkey, India, China, name the people to assist us with what we're doing, And we would have do that for years. And we would have studied this industry with them. They would have helped us out. This thing where you're talking about, we ain't doing this and we ain't do this. Let me tell you something. The amount of work we have done to assist this association in reference to recommending the government things that they could do to safeguard the other people things and government property. You will shocked to know all these things we work on it. It would have cost us thousands of dollars. So when people say, we ain't doing nothing, because them ain't doing nothing for 11 years now. And nobody telling them, wait, only do nothing to help them to straighten out the industry. Everybody looking at us like we wasn't doing. All we could do is recommend policies. It's them how to take it to the parliament. Questions again, Bushel?
Just a little reminder of the interim plan that we put forward as well recently. Right? While they straighten out the policy, if you recall, we shared with the media an interim plan that the government can put in place while we're working on this issue instead of shutting down the industry.
Let them know, because you see sometimes they're here and they're not they're talking probably more than they're listening. So that is why. So we sometimes need to listen. What we do in this association is working hard with stakeholders. We know, We know what will cause the problem. And we know before this time here now today, we had warned them. All this you need to know. We had sit down with them and tell them if they do nothing about this, it will cause chaos. We told them that. We told TSCT that too. If they don't do nothing, and it's like they do nothing, and if you see killing taking place and you're doing nothing, problem. It's like the commissioner of police. If he and the men ain't do nothing, the killing will get worse. And we dealing with some youths now. We dealing with youths that really don't care. Because if they're going to steal copper just in the day and the night, remember what they're doing in Port of Spain? They're killing people just in the day in the capital city. You think them kids are going to thief some copper? If you do something, or like a real, they go in and kill people in the middle of the city. By Central Bank, they're killing people in Rising Road. What is going to thief copper? And then you all want to put the blame on because you all ain't doing what you're supposed to do to the country. Or you want to put it on an organization where have no power. Let me get real.
Mr. Ferguson, how soon would we be able to get an update concerning what Otto would have asked about regarding the registration and how that is going, the improved numbers? You would have stated that you initially had 136 members. I'm guessing that that's broken down into collectors as well as dealers and so on. So how soon would we be able to find out, how registration is going? Because you would have started that about weeks ago, right?
Yeah, no, about 2 weeks ago. Yeah. About 2 weeks ago. What I can say again is that it's going very good. And then we gave ourselves about a month, which when we will announce that our collectors will have a stick on it, because by that time, by the next two or 3 weeks, we will be able to say, listen to Trinidad and Tobago, these are our members. They will be recognized with a sticker. And you will know who the people to deal with and who the people we check out and who the people you could deal with. So by 3 weeks, the whole press and Trinidad will know how much is our membership. Okay? Because if every day we tell a little 20 and 10 and it just keep on going up, it will be chaos. So we need to wait until a month, and then we will lay how much people in this association. We have absolutely no problem, but I can tell you, it's going very good. I'm shocked too.
And you all had proposed some very detailed forms in terms of certain types of scrap metal when you are collecting that metal, when you are selling that metal, that you were supposed to fill out with certain details of the collector, the owner, and so that you could track basically where those items would have come from and so on. Is that already being done? And if it is being done, have you noticed any theft through that system? Have you picked up on anything through that system?
No, not
so
as
far?
yet, but what I could tell you, a lot of people are done already start to use that system, because some people was done. We had get this proposal from even members. So some members were done start to do that procedure already. And as I told you, we give ourselves a month to roll out everything. Because you know in Trinidad, you cannot roll out everything in 2 and 3 days. It will take some time. And if we see that the time is a little too short, we could increase the time, because there's a lot of people in this industry. This industry does not employ just 200, 300 van. The industry employ a lot of van men, which is collectors, and then a lot of other people who want to be members of the association. Because some people feel it's only people who do scrap will be member of the association. No, we have people who do paper, we have people who do oil, we have people who do battery, we have the people who do plastic and plastic bottles and a lot of other things as members of this association. So we don't want you to just think in your head it's just scrap dealers alone in this industry. This industry is a recycling industry where we do a lot of different things in it. But because of how we name ourselves, and when we went back to change it, we didn't get it changed. But it's really recycling. And that's the whole issue for Trinidad and Tobago. This industry do recycling of all different items. I think that's it. All right, please make thing. I want to thank everybody again and virtualize it.
It would seem.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay, so this brings us to the end of our media conference today. Remember, you can stay connected with TTSIDA via Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Wishing all of Trinidad and Tobago a pleasant day. Thank you.